Hey guys, welcome back to the AddMeGamers channel. This is Dan, continuing my StarCraft 2 commentary on the Msi Pro Cup 12 tournament we have in this game, Taldrum Altar, that being the map. We have Puzzle versus OGNSoJu, so Sojo versus Puzzle. On the bottom right of Taldrum Altar we do have Sojo as the yellow Zerg player, and on the bottom left we do have Puzzle as the red Protoss player. So yellow Zerg versus the red Protoss. Both players are sending out those drones to the top right and top left corners simultaneously, and they obviously do know that it is not there, so they should be directly being moved down across. Yes, that's happening by Puzzle. Puzzle's moving down. Of course, we do have those two overlords by Sojo moving in separate areas, but anyways, let me get down to my channel itself. So far I have been releasing quite a few videos in terms of Cities Excel and tutorials, so if you guys are really into SimCity style gameplays, then why don't you just look at my Cities Excel Let's Play and a tutorial. You can always check the playlists out. The playlists do really comprise of a lot. We have Puzzle coming in with three pylons. I do believe he is blocking Sojo in. This is a very interesting play, but Sojo won't see this happening, though. Puzzle is now still waiting a little bit. Is he going to be moving in those warpins? Not at all. He is having that photon cannon behind that, so he is pretty much going to do a very nice harass. And Puzzle, I mean, Sojo is going to be a little bit confused in terms of how to deal with this. He's obviously going to have to come up with a couple of Zerglings. Two Zerglings and a Queen won't be able to deal with that as well. But will Puzzle drop down another photon cannon? That'll be very interesting to see. He might even place a gateway here hidden on the bottom left side, though. So very nice initial harass by Puzzle. This might actually come to his advantage. That Overlord's finally going to scout out where his base is, but now Sojo really has to deal with this. Those Zerglings coming on the bottom left, they should spot that probe out. Thanks God for that, because I'm sure Puzzle was going to drop down probably that gateway and as well harass from the side as well. So very nice play from Sojo. Very smart to scout out that to see if Puzzle actually might be trying any other sneaky moves out, but really interesting to see if he's going to be moving out. He's not even going to be bothered to move out yet, because these will pretty much drop, but the Queen should be able to get that yes pylon without being targeted by that photon cannon because of its range. So that's pretty much all the pylons are going to drop and power down that cannon. That's what Sojo's going to do, and he should continue, but he does want to place down those larvae as well. So he does want to keep that Queen as effective as possible before he does anything else. So really, I don't know, this was a lot of resources thrown down by Puzzle, but again, Puzzle did sort of postpone that secondary base for Sojo, and you know those Zerg players are very reliant on having that secondary base, that Overlord again moving down to scout out the bottom left side of the base, as he is just a little bit on the edge with Puzzle's strategy with the initial harass. So those Overlords are just being placed all around the place and scouting that out. We should have hopefully another Queen in place, so that should pretty much help to drop those pylons even quicker than they are. That Spine Caller as well. Sojo a little bit paranoid, as you can see. He's putting up those defenses just that a little bit earlier, though, in terms of Sojo's requirements, though. But look at all that downtime for his second hatchery. He's really on that single hatchery. He really has nothing else to do. As you can see, all these Zerglings are moved on the bottom right. He is going to be keeping them there. So Nidus network is coming up, and he is going to be coming up with the Nidus network. Very nice play by Sojo. Sojo's going to be countering this, that he can't come up with a secondary base. Will a scout come by? Yes, a scout did come by the probe. He did see that, and of course Puzzle is going to be moving down all those drones, and the worm finally does appear to come up, and those units are going to be spreading out, and that's so much it for Sojo. Sojo is going to be streaming across. Of course, Puzzle is going to be retreating with all his drones, and a very nice play. He really needs to drop this Nexus to actually come on par with Sojo. Another Nidus Worm is coming online as well, so more Nidus Worms coming online. A very nice streaming. The starport was being completed. This Nexus should drop, and more damage being thrown down. Of course, a couple of one force fields preventing the actual Zerglings to be able to come into the production line, but they are just going to go around it. Again, the probes are going to be pulled off and forced to attack those drones, and this Nexus is pretty much a goner, and a very nice counter-attack by Sojo. Very nice strategy by using those Nidus networks to actually counter that second base behind expansion that he had. He really was behind on that second base, and this is pretty much it. I do believe he is going to be pretty satisfied with this actual push itself. We do have a couple of Nidus networks, second one as well should be online as well, so reinforcements of course coming online, and that should pretty much be it. So the tide does turn. You have now Puzzle on the edge here. He is really just reliant on that one base. He did build up that Stargate, unfortunately a waste of resources. He still doesn't have enough to even get any single unit for that Stargate up, and we do have those 2 queens in here for that anti-air, and those stalkers are just going to be doing a little bit of kiting to try to get down as many Zerglings and units as possible. So I don't know why he should really take out these assimilators as well. Why not give Puzzle that additional resource damage and make it substantially a little bit harder to move back into the actual base itself. Very nice play by SoJu. SoJu's being really aggressive. We do have those Balings morphing in as well. So 13 Balings. Here comes that Baling bust, and I do believe this is it for Puzzle. Once those Balings come online, he should pretty much mop up the rest. And if he did have a couple of more Zerglings, that'd be even better. We do have that Spine Claw. No, Creep Tumor is being thrown down here. Here comes those Balings. Baling bust coming in. He's moving down towards, I do believe, that cannon itself. Yes, that cannon, that pylon drops. Very nice play, and this is pretty much it for SoJu. SoJu really has nothing left in terms of being able to push forward, because he's only going in with those queens, and Puzzle of course is going to be moving down with those drones and trying to maybe attack those queens with those drones. And no, he is going to try to make a surround with those drones. Of course, Zerglings are coming on, and that'll prevent again a Puzzle to retreat with those drones. But this is it for Puzzle. Really, there is not really much he can do. It's really touche for Puzzle to try to hold out this fight as much as possible. More reinforcements of course coming in. This gateway is pretty much going to drop, and that being his second gateway, he is going to be left with just one gateway. Of course, the Forge is offline as well, so he's trying to destroy that pylon to be able to, I'm not sure exactly why he's doing that. He maybe just wants to move out or replace it, and interesting to see what he's doing. He's trying to put up that gateway wall, but so far not very effective. We do have another Baling bust coming online, more Balings here, and that should pretty much be it. He's waiting for that gateway to drop, and yes, here comes that Baling bust, and this is going to be very effective. Again, that pylon drops with that gateway, and it's going to be continuing forward. Another pylon drops, that photon cannon is offline. A force field gets placed down by Puzzle. Puzzle again moving his drones away from the production line, as a little bit of Zerglings did manage to see through to make that harass. Drones of course being forced to attack those Zerglings, that being the probes. Gateway's offline as well. So this pretty much is it for Puzzle though, but Puzzle is holding on for dear life. A very nice play by Puzzle, that he is actually bothering to hold out for so long. And SoJu's really switch onto those Nidus worms was very nice. And he did of course put a little bit of infuse for that queen, so that queen did manage to survive, and now he should be able to counterattack, especially with those Zerglings moving down. And as you can see, he is going to try to kite just that little bit, but there's really nothing much he can do though. I don't see this on Puzzle's advantage at all though, but they are still both going on that one base, so really both the players can't really expand very much. We do have a couple of tumors, of course, creep tumors. Once that creep comes on all the way towards these units themselves, I do believe that SoJu will completely have the upper hand so far, because of those that creep tumor is not really on the actual location where they need it to be, so those units are a little bit slower, especially those queens are substantially slower when they're off the creep, so he really wants to get those queens to be used as much as possible. Very nice placement of the creep tumor. That should give that advantage of that speed as well. We do have 7 roaches coming online, so finally Puzzle is going to be breaking through, I do believe, that line with those roaches. SoJu has really nothing to counter those roaches at all, so once those roaches come through, I believe that should be it, and he's just going to be picking off the rest of the simulators, and that's pretty much it for SoJu. SoJu will have nothing to counter those roaches at all. He is placing down pylons and gateways. Gateway is still offline, so not really much in production. He only has one gateway which is producing those sentries, and that's pretty much it. Roaches are on, and the queens and the roaches are moving down, and they are going to be a force field being placed down just to prevent that push. Of course, Puzzle does decide, SoJu does decide to retreat. He's taking down those pylons to stop the power from going to those simulators, but he is going to be going for that pylon as well, so that reduces, of course, the supply line. The power still for the simulators is going down, as it's not being powered by the pylon as well. A very nice placement by the force field. These 3 roaches are going to be blocked off, and one did manage to drop, but he doesn't have enough units to make enough damage to drop those roaches. Those roaches are pretty sturdy and are going to be absorbing a lot of that damage. Another force field does drop by that sentry, and that's pretty much it. The rest should be mopped up. We do have 3 Zergs 3 zealots online, but these zealots are going to be dropped. 1 zealot already drops. The second zealot is going to be dropped pretty quickly. He does retreat. That creep is spreading closer and closer towards OGNSoJu's base. So that's pretty much it. The cannon does drop. Another zealot is being warped into play, and Puzzle calls it GG, and that's a very nice game by Sojo. Really nice play. A very nice switch into these Nidus worms, and I haven't seen this play for quite some time. Very interesting play between these two players, and of course the first game does go to Sojo and his Nidus worms. So this is game 1, and see you guys in game 2. Bye.